ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानार्थराकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 11. Svāyambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Mahārāja. So we are in the section, text 6 to 14, where we see Manu, he reasoning not to kill the Yakṣas, and we are at text 7, important verse. We'll just recite this. Manuruvacha
Manura
alam vatsatiroshen
अलं वत्सातिरोषेण
अतिरोषेण sorry तमोद्वारेण पाप्मना
तमोद्वारेण पाप्मना
Tamodvarena Papmana
येन पुण्यजनानेतान्
येन पुण्यजनानि
Yanya Punya
तान्
Jananita
अवधित्वम् अनागसः.
अवधिस्त्वम्
Avadistvam
अनागशः।
Anagasha.
Translation.
Translation. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is the path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders." Purport. In this verse, the word atirochena means with unnecessary anger. When Dhruva Maharaj went beyond the limits of necessary anger, his grandfather Svayambhuva Manu immediately came to protect him from further sinful action. From this, we can understand that killing is not bad, but when killing is done unnecessarily or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens the path to hell. Dhruva Maharaj was saved from such sinful action because he was a great devotee. A Kshatriya is allowed to kill only for maintenance of the law and order of the state. He is not allowed to kill or commit violence without reason. Violence is necessary. Violence is certainly the path leading to a hellish condition of life, but it is also required for maintenance of the law and order of the state. Here, Lord Manu prohibited Dhruva Maharaj from killing the Yakshas because only one of them was punishable for killing his brother Uttama. Not all of the Yaksha citizens were punishable. We find in modern warfare, however, that attacks are made upon innocent citizens who are without fault. According to the law of Manu, such warfare is most sinful activity. Furthermore, at the present moment, civilized nations are unnecessarily maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. When a nation is attacked by its enemies, the wholesale slaughter of the citizens should be taken as a reaction to their own sinful activities. That is nature's law. Hare Krishna.
So Manuruvacha, Manu, Lord Manu said. Okay, mark the word Lord here. Lord Manu said. Manu is a great personality and such a misunderstood personality. Manu Maharaj is. Okay, so just trying to interpret the Manusmriti against so many without context, without understanding that even the basis of varnashram is chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah. Without understanding this, so many people have bashed Manu. But Manu Maharaj is here to give his association to all of us. Alam vatsati roshena tamodvarena papmana. So Lord Manu said, my dear son, please stop. Alam, bas, enough. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. Ati roshena. It is the path to the hellish life. Tamodvarena papmana. Now you are going beyond the limits of killing the yaksha who are not actually the offenders. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains there is something called as necessary anger and unnecessary anger. So anger is necessary even to the point for a kshatriya, that is not for the regular citizens like you and me. For a kshatriya, even killing is necessary. Anger is necessary, killing is necessary, but everything has to be within its limit. So the one extreme is, the indiscriminate killing as it is done by Dhruva here. Although Dhruva's killing itself is actually the plan of the Supreme Lord to transfer the Yakshas to the higher destination. But still, on the Dhruva's side, it is just going beyond limits. Another extreme is that, just do good, be good, and, the kind of that everybody has a right to live, that kind of a thing. So the center point is there is something called as necessary punishment and unnecessary punishment. Srila Prabhupada explains the Kshatriya is allowed to kill for the maintenance of law and order. But at the same time, in this case of Dhruva, only one Yaksha was punishable who killed the brother. But Dhruva is punishing Yaksha as a dynasty. It is like the genocide, Dhruva is going for Yakshas. So Prabhupada compares this with the modern warfares, that how the modern warfares, they are killing, attacks are done on the innocent citizens, and this is absolutely not according to the laws of the Manu. And the second is killing innocent animals, for just the test birds. Literally billions of animals are killed every year. If you see the number, that's really frightening. So many animals. It is not just chickens are being killed or goats are being killed. So many varieties of animals are killed, across the globe. All this is counted, as the sinful activity as per the nature's law, and humanity, those who are eating all that, will be part of that sin and the reaction both. Text 8. Nasmatkula uchitam tata karma etat sat vigarhitam vadho yadupa devanam arabdhaste akrutayesh enasam. Translation?
Translation, my dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas which you have undertaken is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion.
So here saying, Tata, my dear child, Manu is saying to Dhruva Mahārāja, the killing of the sinless yakshas, of course, one yaksha committed the sin, but you are wholesale killing the yakshas, is not at all approved by the authorities, and it does not befit our family. Right? It does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of the religion and irreligion. Kim karma akarmeti. What is the karma? What is the akarma? We are supposed to know this. And it does not befit our family. What is our family? So every Indian, a typical Vedic personality will have a gotra to follow, right? And that is their family tradition. Ambarish gotra, Vashishta gotra, Achyuta gotra. Srila Prabhupada said, if you don't know your gotra, just take Achyuta as the gotra, because finally everything leads to Achyuta, Lord Krishna. And we are responsible for our actions and answerable to our forefathers up to the personality like from where the gotra has started. Many times the Sambandha Gyan is destroyed and people are just behaving recklessly. But one is responsible, and not only one is responsible, even one's forefathers and other previous generations also become responsible for our actions in this life. Considering this sambandha, one should be always acting in consideration with dharma. And Dhruva here is saying, Manu is saying that, Dhruva, this is not very good what you are doing. Text 9. Nanu ekasya paradena prasangat bahavo hataah Bhraturvada abhitaptena Svayanga bhratruvatsalah. Translation.
My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved at his being killed by the Yakshas. But just consider, for one Yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. Hare Krishna.
So, my dear son, you are being proved bhratruvatsalah. Yes, you were very, very affectionate to your brother, and you are abhitaptena. You are very, here it is, you are extremely aggrieved for he is being killed. But look at the reaction what you are giving. For killing of your one brother, how many yakshas you are killing who are sinless and innocent? Text 10. Nayam margo hi sadhunam rishikeshanuvartitam yadatmanam paraguriya pashuvat bhuta vaishasam. Translation.
One should not accept the body as a self and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The words sadhunam rishikeshanu vartinam are very significant. Sadhu means a saintly person, but who is a saintly person? A saintly person is he who follows the path of rendering service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesha. In the Narad Pancharatra, it is said, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. The process of rendering favorable service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead with one's senses is called bhakti or devotional service. Therefore, why should a person who is already engaged in the service of the Lord engage himself in the personal sense gratification? Dhruva Mahārāja is advised here by Lord Manu that since he is a pure servitor of the Lord, why should he unnecessarily engage like the animals in the bodily concept of life? An animal thinks that the body of another animal is his food. Therefore, in the bodily concept of life, one animal attacks another. A human being, especially one who is a devotee of the Lord, should not act like this. A sadhu, a saintly devotee, is not supposed to kill animals unnecessarily.
Yeah. Further, he said, Nayam margo hi sadhuna. This is not the marg for the sadhu, and especially the personality who are Rishikesha Anuvartinam. One who are the followers of the Supreme Lord, Rishikesha Anuvartinam. This is not the way, my dear child. In the purport, by accepting that body as the self and killing simply other bodies. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the word sadhunam, rishikesha anuvartinam. They are very important. Sadhu means a saintly person, and saintly person is supposed to follow the path of rendering devotional service. So Prabhupada says here, who is sadhu? Or who is a Mahatma? So Mahatma is not some rubber stamp, political rubber stamp that we call this person Mahatma, that person Mahatma, this person sadhu, and that person sadhu. No. Mahatma is defined, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti mashrita. And sadhu is defined, sadhu is prasangamajaram pasham. So there in the previous verses we have seen, Saiva sadhu shukruto mokshadvaram apavritam. So sadhu and the Mahatmas, they are the words reserved for those who are engaged in devotional service. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Especially when is engaged in cultivation of devotional service, they are called as sadhu. And a personality like you, Manu is arguing with Dhruva, it does not befit you, and you are a pure servitor of the Supreme Lord, and you should not engage in unnecessarily killing like this. This is animalistic propensity. That's what Manu is saying. Manu Mahārāja says here that one animal thinks other animal's body is my food, and therefore he will be sustaining on that body. And this kind of a indiscriminate killing is also befitting to the animal behavior and does not befit a personality who is a pure servitor of the Lord. A devotee will never kill animals unnecessarily. And this is, very, very important, especially Arjuna. Arjuna won the war with minimal harm to the, the opposite party. Minimal harm. It's not that somehow or other we want to win. No, with minimal harm, one should achieve one's, if one is at all supposed to harm as a Kshatriya to somebody. And this is therefore the wholesale killing by Dhruva is not at all approved by Manu Mahārāja. Text 11. Sarvabhutatma bhavena bhutavasam hari bhavan aradhyapuduraradhyam Vishnu tat paramam padam. Translation.
It is very difficult to achieve the spiritual abode of Hari in the Vaikuntha planets, but you are so fortunate that you are already destined to go to that abode by worshipping him as the supreme abode of all living entities. Purport. The material bodies of all living entities cannot exist unless sheltered by the Supreme Soul and the Super Soul, Spirit Soul and the Super Soul. The Spirit Soul is dependent on the Super Soul, who is present even within the atom. Therefore, since anything material or spiritual is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is referred to here as Bhutavasa. Dhruva Mahārāja as a Kshatriya could have argued with his grandfather Manu when Manu requested him to stop fighting. But even though Dhruva could have argued that as a Kshatriya, it was his duty to fight with the enemy, he was informed that since every living entity is a residence of the Supreme Lord and can be considered a temple of the Lord, the unnecessary killing of any living entity is not permitted.
Very nice verse. Sarvabhutatma bhavena bhutavasam harim bhava. So here Manu Mahārāja says, Aradhyapaduraradhyam, that my dear Dhruva, it is very difficult to achieve the supreme spiritual abode of Lord Hari, the Vaikuntha Loka, and you are so fortunate that you are already destined to that abode by worshipping him, the Supreme Lord, who is the abode of all living entities. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that there is a coexistence of spirit soul and super soul. And as such, when the super soul enters the body of the living entity, it becomes temple. What is a temple? Where the Lord resides is called as temple. So every living entity's body is also a temple, and that's why we have that natural Vedic etiquette. If we accidentally touch our feet to somebody, we will touch them, that, yeah. So it is like touching the temple, right? Why? Because the Supreme Lord, Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena Bhutavasam Harim Bhavan. So Supreme Lord, Prabhupada writes here, is referred as Bhutavasa. Bhutavasa means one who has entered the body of the living entities. Since every living entity is the residence of the Supreme, and therefore should be considered as the temple of the Lord, and therefore unnecessarily killing of any living entity is not permitted. Right? This is the reason why, the unnecessary killing is not permitted. This is the reason why we are vegetarian. So this is one very beautiful verse. Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena Bhutavasam Harim Bhavan. Next verse, again a beautiful verse. We'll recite this. Sattvam Hare Anudhyatah
Sattvam Hare Anudhyatas
Tattvam Samapi Sammatah
Tattvam Samapi Sammatah
Katham Tvam Avadyam Krutavan
Katham Avadyam Krutva
Anushikshan Satambratam. Translation.
Because you are pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you, and you are also recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised. Why have you undertaken such abominable task? Purpose. Dhruva Mahārāja was a was a pure devotee and was accustomed to always thinking of the Lord. Reciprocally, the Lord always thinks of those pure devotees who think of him only, 24 hours a day. As a pure devotee does not know anything beyond the Lord, so Lord does not know anything beyond his pure devotee. Svāyambhuva Manu pointed out that fact to Dhruva Mahārāja. Not only are you a pure devotee, but you are recognized by all pure devotees of the Lord. You should always act in such an exemplary way that others may learn from you. Under the circumstances, it is surprising that you have killed so many faultless Yakṣas. Thank you.
What a beautiful verse this is. Because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you. And you are also recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised, Dhruva, that you have undertaken such an abominable task. What a beautiful, the reprimanding at the same time glorification. Only Manu Mahārāja can do this. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, Dhruva Mahārāja is a pure devotee and he was accustomed to always thinking of the Supreme Lord. And because he is always thinking of the Supreme Lord, ye yatha mam prapadyanti tam tathaiva bhajamyaham, the Supreme Lord is also reciprocally thinking only of his pure devotee. Later in the Ambarish Maharaj section, we will see there is a beautiful verse, which says, that sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhuna vridham tvam madanyattena janati naham tebhyo managapi. That I am situated in the hearts of the sadhus and sadhus are in my hearts, and we all know is I know my pure devotees and pure devotees know me. The rest is a detail. Okay, so here he's saying sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham. So here it is saying, as a pure devotee does not think anything beyond the Lord, so the Lord does not think anything beyond his pure devotee. And this is pointed by Manu Mahārāja to Dhruva, that you are a pure devotee. You are recognized by all the pure devotees of the Lord. You should always act in such an exemplary way that others may learn from you. Right? See, of course, please pray for me, bless me also. At times, explaining the purport, I may speak some big things, but I am, I also need blessings and prayers by the devotees. But the point here is, more senior we become in devotional service, protecting our chanting of 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles and our exemplary behavior is very, very important. Bhale, we may distribute 2 books less, we may do 1 preaching program less, but the behavioral aspect is extremely important for a devotee, for everyone, and especially when he grows more and more senior. Because sannyasira alpachidra sarva loke kaya. More and more we become senior, more and more we will come in the, the limelight, in the vision of the people, and one small behavior here and there will be taken very, in a very different sense. It will be taken otherwise. So one has to be extremely careful. And simple way to be careful is following, the Vaishnava etiquettes. Again, needless to say, Vaishnava etiquettes are our ornaments. And therefore, one should not hesitate or be lazy to follow the Vaishnava etiquette. But here it is saying that, I am therefore surprised. And here Manu Mahārāja says that I am really surprised that you are acting in this particular way. And in the era of internet means internet doesn't forget or forgive anything. No forgiveness, no forget. Modi ji must have said one odd statement here and there in 2002. People will play that clip only now. Correct. So one has to be very careful what we are speaking, in which way we are speaking. Everything is being recorded. Everything is being, digital footprint is there. And of course, as a Paramatma anyway, Paramatma is recording everything. And therefore, one is supposed to undergo exemplary behavior and not give to the vices like lust, anger, and greed. Text 13, very beautiful verse. We'll recite this one. तितिक्षया करुणया
तितिक्षया
Shaya
करुणया
Karunaya
मैत्र्या च अखिलजन्तुषु
मैत्र्या च
Triachakila
अखिलजन्तुषु
Jantushu
समत्वेन च सर्वात्मा
समत्वेन च
Samatve
सर्वात्मा
Sarva
भगवान् सम्प्रसीदति।
भगवान्
Bhagavan
सम्प्रसीदति।
Samprasidati. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotees when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. Purport. It is the duty of an advanced devotee in the second stage of devotional perfection to act in accordance with this verse. There are three stages of devotional life. In the lowest stage, a devotee is simply concerned with the deity in the temple and he worships the Lord with great devotion according to the rules and regulations. In the second stage, the devotee is cognizant of his relationship with the Lord, his relationship with the fellow devotees, his relationship with persons who are innocent, and his relationship with persons who are envious. Sometimes devotees are ill treated by envious persons. It is advised that an advanced devotee should be tolerant. He should show complete mercy to persons who are ignorant or innocent. A preacher devotee is meant to show mercy to innocent persons whom he can elevate to devotional service. Everyone, by constitutional position, is an eternal servant of the God. Therefore, a devotee's business is to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness. That is his mercy. As for a devotee's treatment of other devotees who are his equals, he should maintain friendship with them. His general view should be to see every living entity as part of the Supreme Lord. Different living entities appear in different forms of dress, but according to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, a learned person sees all living entities equally. Such treatment by the devotee is very much appreciated by the Supreme Lord. It is said, therefore, that a saintly person is always tolerant and merciful. He is a friend to everyone, never an enemy to anyone, and he is peaceful. These are some of the good qualities of a devotee. Hare Krishna.
Manu Maharaj further says, the Lord is satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with titikshaya, karunika, maitrya, akhila bandhushu. Tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. Samatvena cha sarvatma. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that there are three types of devotees: Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. Kanishtadhikari is the lowest stage where they are concerned only with the deity. They will straight go to the deity, will offer obeisances to deity. They have nothing to do with devotees, nothing to do with. But that is not the case with Madhyamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari is advanced beyond the Kanishta level, and he knows not only how to relate with the deities, but also how to relate with others. And he will follow the platform of Prema Maitri Krupa Upeksha. He will love the Supreme Lord, he will befriend the devotees, he will be merciful to those who are ignorant about devotional service, and he will upeksha, he will be callous, neglectful to those who are doing upeksha or envious to him. And therefore, it is important that one advances from Kanishta platform to Madhyama platform. Further, Srila Prabhupada says, sometimes a devotee is ill-treated, especially the preacher devotee. But they are supposed to show mercy on people in general. And what is the meaning of showing mercy? Showing mercy means specifically making them aware of their eternal position. Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishnera Nityadas. And this is the eternal business of a devotee, to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada further writes here that general view is that to see the living entity as the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, dressed in a different dresses. And this is the sign of intelligence. That this his living entity, just like we see humans, somebody is dressed in yellow, somebody is dressed in blue, somebody is dressed in black, somebody is dressed in red. Red coat they are wearing, black coat they are wearing, blue coat they are wearing. Similarly, the vision of a devotee is that he will see everybody dressed according to their guna karma vibhagashaha. Karmana daivanetrena. Somebody is dressed with a dog's body. It's a pure living entity. The jiva within the dog's body and the jiva within the snake's body, they are as divine as the jiva, living entity, in the body of a demigod. Considering this, he has the equal vision. Vidya vinaya sampanne, brahmane gavihastini, chuni chaiva shvapakecha, panditaha samadarshinaha. And these are some of the good qualities of a devotee. One line Prabhupada says, such treatment by a devotee is very much appreciated by the Supreme Lord. One can see how Shivananda Sen treated this dog, very famous, Shivananda Sen and his dog. Not his dog also, he was just any dog, street dog. But by the divine treatment to the dog, he sent back the dog back home, back to Godhead, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely pleased with Shivananda Sen. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have a small question.
Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, this small question. You said Manusmriti, right? So Manusmriti was given by Svāyambhuva Manu, or like the present Vaivasvata Manu, or who is that?
Manusmriti is an ongoing document.
Okay.
Okay, so same is with Bhagavad Gita also. Sometimes we say Bhagavad Gita, and Lord Krishna says, I have spoken this knowledge to Vivaswan. So who gave Bhagavad Gita? To whom? So these are eternal truths. They are ongoing documents, and each Manu will give, the same Manusmriti with some minor variation here and there based on Deshakala Patra.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks.
Right. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी एक प्रश्न होता, मानव सेवा ही ईश्वर सेवा, is this statement right or wrong?
This statement is partial statement. See, Manav Seva is Ishwar Seva is a partial statement. Why? Because simply by doing Manav Seva, but what is the ultimate Seva? We give that example. No? Once the son of Jamindar was lost, and he was a rich man actually, the rich man's son. He had a lot of money, but he got lost in the Mela. Slowly, all his money got over. His clothes were, फटे हुए थे, खाने को कुछ नहीं मिल रहा था. He was hungry, thirsty. He felt sick also. So many people started coming and they started giving some help to this boy. One person came, he gave him food. He said, "Beta, tum to bhuke ho." He gave food to him. Another person came, he gave him some clothes. तुम्हारे कपड़े फटे हैं. Third person came, he gave some medicine. You are sick. Fourth person came and he said, "Are you are the son of so and so Jamindar. I will take you back to you. I will take you back to him." And he took him back to this Jamindar. Now 4 people helped him. Somebody gave him food, somebody gave him clothes, somebody gave him medicine, and somebody connected him back to his father. And although the 4 helps, all the helps are very, very important and essential. But if we can objectively identify which is the best help that is being given, which is the best help that was being given?
Last help that he had connected to his
food will
father.
get over next time, after 6 hours again he will be hungry. After
Correct.
6 months again his clothes will be, after 3 days again he will be sick. But when he got connected back to his father, all other needs are taken care. Right?
Correct.
Similarly, what happens is, of course, ISKCON is famous for, the food relief camps. ISKCON is famous for billions of plates of prasadam that is being distributed. ISKCON is famous for Barsana Eye Camp, where, literally thousands of people are treated free of cost for so many treatment. At the same time, the main activity of ISKCON is to give the spiritual knowledge.
Correct.
Otherwise, without giving spiritual knowledge, if one is simply doing bodily seva, that will not go very far. That will simply generate some punya. And and how long one can be helpful to somebody else without helping the soul? It is like Prabhupada used to give the example. Somebody is drowning, and somebody is drowning in the Mahapur. Mahapur matlab flood, yeah. And somebody also jumps in, and after great endeavor, he picks up and he says, I saved the man. And you come up and only to see you caught hold of the coat that person was wearing and the man actually drowned. Right? Similarly, the living entities, they are drowning in the samsara chakram parivartayet. And somehow they have got the human form of life. So body is the coat, which is important coat. But if the help goes only to the body, that help is very, very limited. Like other three people, they helped the boy. So real saving is not saving the coat, saving the person also. Correct? So this understanding has to be kept. So ISKCON does Manav Seva, a lot of Manav Seva, but that is first centered around Madhav Seva. Correct?
Yeah. This is the best explanation I have received for this question.
Thank you. This is Prabhupada explanation. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.